For 100 years, the vertical bandsaw has been plagued by persistent shortcomings in safety and design that expose workers to an unguarded saw blade while the saw is idling, running down, or even stationary. Built to cut material quickly, these saws do not discriminate between workpiece and worker. But this video will present an invention that guards the entire bandsaw blade whenever a cut is not in progress, the very times when accidents so often occur. To demonstrate this invention, a Hobart Model 6614 meat saw was modified in the following ways. A pneumatic cylinder was mounted directly above the existing blade guard. The cylinder rod was then joined to the blade guard using an easy-adapt clevis rod end. This hardware allows the meat saw to still be disassembled without tools, an important sanitation requirement in the meatpacking industry. This cylinder operates the blade guard, raising it just enough to make a cut, then lowering it back down to protect the blade. The original hole plugs and set screws of the guidepost friction support have been replaced with retrofit knobs, which permit friction adjustments. A retrofit clamp has been installed on the guidepost to set the amount of blade exposure during a cut. To facilitate this, the original guidepost has been perforated at 1-inch increments. A foot valve has been connected that activates the cylinder, raising and lowering the guidepost and blade guard. Finally, a retrofit selector switch allows the user to alternate between two different modes of operation. Both modes are simple to grasp and require minimal training. The first is Auto Guard mode. In Auto Guard mode, connect the foot valve to an air line with a minimum pressure of 25 psi. Loosen the front knobs. Set the mode selector switch to air only. Preset the clamp elevation to provide the smallest usable blade exposure. Turn on the saw. Step on the foot pedal to raise the guard and expose the point of operation. Make the cut. Then release the foot valve, which fully encloses the saw blade. After completing all cuts, turn off the saw. Once connected to an air supply, this invention also allows the saw to be operated in Auto Guard plus electric motor control mode. In this mode, stepping on the foot valve will both turn on the saw motor and raise the guard, allowing a cut to be made. To use the saw in this mode, loosen the front knobs. Set the mode selector switch to air plus electric. Preset the clamp elevation to provide the smallest usable blade exposure. Step on the foot pedal to turn on the saw motor and raise the guard, exposing the point of operation. Make the cut. Then, release the foot valve, which turns off the saw's motor and fully encloses the blade during rundown. If necessary for maintenance, the entire retrofit can be bypassed, restoring the original operating protocol. To restore unmodified operation, disconnect the air supply, place the mode selector switch to air only, tuck the foot switch out of harm's way. Tighten the front knobs. The guard elevation can now once again be set using the original lifting knob, exposing the blade. Turn the saw on. Make the cut. Turn off the saw. Wait for the blade to finish running down. Manually lower the blade guard. This invention works with other vertical bandsaws as well. To demonstrate the versatility of the design, a Rockwell 20-inch metal-wood variable speed bandsaw was similarly retrofitted. Again, a pneumatic cylinder was added, attached to this bandsaw's rigid guidepost by way of an extension rod. The cylinder can then operate the blade guard, raising it to allow for cutting and lowering it to protect the blade when idling or not in use. A retrofit clamp again acts to set the amount of blade exposure during a cut. An electric foot pedal has been connected via a solenoid valve to the pneumatic cylinder, raising and lowering the blade guard. Finally, the saw's original opaque guard extension has been replaced with a transparent one, improving the ability to cut along a scribed line on the workpiece. Using the retrofit saw is a simple procedure. Turn on the saw. The blade remains safely guarded until the user is ready to cut. Set the amount of blade exposure using the retrofit clamp. Step on the foot pedal to raise the guard and expose the point of operation. Make the cut. Then, release the foot valve, which fully encloses the saw blade. After completing all cuts, turn off the saw. In the event that the retrofit components need to be bypassed, the original operating protocol can be restored. First, disconnect the air supply to the bandsaw. Then lower the retrofit clamp. The blade exposure can now once again be set as initially designed, using the original guidepost clamp.